Etra-chan saw it. I'm Tachibana. I can't say that I've had a very blessed life. I'm just an ordinary guy. My father was a bum, and I only know what he looked like from photos. When we were little, he disappeared without a trace with a woman, leaving behind a debt that we had to take over. My mother was a single woman who raised me and my sister. She was a good-natured mother, but living in poverty was not easy, and I always caused her trouble. What?
I'm sorry.
I knew we were poor, but what do you mean she can't go to high school? I don't care. I'll do as many part-time jobs as I have to. I already knew we'd just keep on smoldering like this, but Akane is different!
That's right.
Damn.
Tachibana?
I'm quitting school.
No, you can't do that.
I'm grateful that you sent me to high school, but I'm an idiot, so I at least want Akane to have a proper life. I didn't really want to quit high school, but I had no choice. At least, that's how I thought at the time. There weren't many good jobs for high school dropouts, but I had to go out and work. And my younger sister Akane, who always wanted to go to high school, was finally able to enroll. And in the spring of her 3rd year...
Mom. Brother.
What's the matter? It's a day off today, so let me sleep.
Mom! It's Mom!
Mom! Mom! Hey! My mother died. I didn't understand the details, being such a fool, but it seems that the strain of it all made her illness worse. My mother had been sick for a long time.
Brother.
Huh?
I'll go to work.
What are you talking about? You said you wanted to go to university!
There's no way I could go. I know that it costs a lot of money. I know that Mom was pushing herself.
I'm here, aren't I? Don't worry about the money.
No, I'm tired of this. If you die too, I don't want that.
Damn it! Why? Why is it always us? I was worn out, but I couldn't let myself go crazy. That's because Akane was still here. But this time, Akane fell ill. Akane!
Brother.
What's wrong? Did you push yourself too hard?
No.
Huh?
I have a hereditary illness. It's the same as Mom's.
Akane.
But it's okay. It's not that bad. If I don't push myself too hard, I might be able to live a long life.
Don't push yourself.
Yeah. You have work, don't you? Go back now.
Hey!
Look, I can't work right away, so go earn some money for my hospital stay.
If you can talk your way out of trouble, you'll be fine. Hurry up and get better.
Yeah.
Why? What did we do? Akane ended up living until she was 40, but she went to see our mother before me. She was single until the end, and she was always worrying about my life. Fortunately, I didn't develop the disease, and I've made it this far. The only thing I've been lucky with in my life.
Honey, tea or coffee?
Oh, that's right. The thing I was lucky with was being able to get married. I met Yuzuriha through work, and for some reason, she took a liking to me, and we ended up getting married. Apparently, she can't have children due to a physical problem, so it seems like her life hasn't been very lucky either. But I didn't care. Even if we had children, I don't think I would have been a good parent. I'm the son of a father like that. What was more important was that she chose to live her life with me. The current Yuzuriha who said that was more important to me. Well, I already had a miserable life, but I had nothing left to regret. Yuzuriha and I could quietly welcome our old age together. Isn't that enough? I started to think about things like that. That was when...
Oh, I wonder who. Yes, hello?
I'm sorry to bother you at a busy time. Is this the Tachibana residence?
Who is this?
My name is Hiragi. I have something to tell Tachibana.
Someone named Hiragi said he wanted to talk to you.
Hiragi? Who's that? Yes, it's Tachibana. This call was the beginning of a chain of events that would once again turn my life upside down. A few days later... Thank you for coming today. Actually... I can't believe it. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure you're... my siblings? The man who called himself Hiragi and his sister Azami told me a story that was too shocking even for an old man like me. It seemed that these two had an older brother called Akamatsu, and they said there was a possibility that he and I were switched at the hospital.
This is a photo of me and my family.
Honey!
That was enough evidence for me. For some reason, the father in the photo looked a lot like me, and my older brother Akamatsu, who I only knew from photos, looked exactly like my father. Furthermore, and this brother of yours, he passed away last year. It was the same illness that killed my mother and Akane. It was a hereditary illness. Hereditary.
Tachibana.
Go home. I'm sorry. Go home! All of a sudden, a black thing was swirling around inside me. What the hell is that? A mix-up? What if it wasn't a mix-up? What would my life have been like? A few days later, thank you for meeting with me. In the end, I managed to arrange another meeting with Hiragi. No matter how hard I tried to shake it off, I'd already found out, so I decided there was no way I could escape. Well then Hiragi explained the whole story to me again.
What do you mean, Hiragi? Azami!
What do you mean? We're going to sue you, brother!
Stop joking around with me!
Akamatsu, Azami, Hiragi, the three siblings and their blessed family. The beginning of their discord was the death of Hiragi's father. My father died a few years ago. My father disappeared when I was little. What about your mother? My mother died a little later. That means she lived a little bit longer. I'm jealous. My mother worked too hard and stopped moving when I turned 20. Anyway, we had a dispute over the inheritance. That's also inevitable. Having an inheritance worth fighting over. Hiragi's father died, and Akamatsu, the eldest son, inherited a large amount of the estate. That in itself is not a problem, but...
I didn't do anything!
Yeah, you didn't. Even when Dad got dementia, or at Mother's memorial service, you didn't do anything. It seems that Akamatsu was not a well-liked man. He built up a fortune through the real estate business he started, but he was also apparently doing some shady things.
Huh? What about that?
So it's natural to think that he would have done something about the inheritance.
What does that have to do with the inheritance? Huh?
We think you're not my blood brother. Apparently, it's something that's been rumored for a long time in the other relative circles. That one person did not resemble the parents at all. The baby clothes at birth were not the ones that had been prepared for him. The reason may have been something trivial, but by this time, it had already become a big doubt. And it turned out to be true. After a DNA test, it was confirmed that only Akamatsu, the older brother, was not related to us by blood. So we were involved in a dispute over the inheritance, and we were looking for information that would be relevant to the case. Meanwhile, Akamatsu himself fell ill. So, at first my sister and I were both just after the money. So the share of the inheritance. Well, something like that. That's about it. In the end, we went to court, and it was proven that we were not related. But, the parent-child relationship that had existed since we were babies, that can't be said to not exist. That was the verdict. A little while after the verdict, my brother passed away. By that time, my brother's wife and son had already moved out of the prefecture, so it was all over. My sister and I thought, where's our real brother? Don't you have a family? Yes, I'm married. But for the past few years, I've been trying to stay out of the family's troubles at home, so I've been staying away for a while now. My sister got a divorce, and her son's now working outside the prefecture. But it was a happy divorce, and we both agreed. I'm sorry. So I also asked a research company to look into things like the delivery records from the hospital where my brother was born at the time. And then, it was me. Yes, I'm still surprised. You look exactly like our father. Envy. Jealousy. I was feeling all sorts of emotions, but for some reason, my heart was strangely at peace at that time. After that, we started to meet up more often. What?
You've become so soft recently.
What do you mean? Did I gain weight?
No, it's just that you've stopped being so grumpy.
Huh?
It must be those two.
Hiragi and Asami?
We don't have any kids, and neither of us have any relatives. You don't have any friends either.
Shut up!
Ever since Akane-chan died, you looked so lonely.
Yeah?
Yes, you might have not noticed, but you seem a little bit more cheerful now.
What are you talking about? I have you.
You're not very honest.
She was right. At first I didn't really like the two, but every time I talked to Hiragi and Asami, I felt like the distance between us was shrinking. It's a different kind of relationship to family or a married couple. But it was a bit unexpected. Huh? Tachibana, when I first met you, you were so scary. I didn't think you were such a funny person. It's your fault for coming so suddenly.
That was a bit sudden.
I'm sorry, but, when I saw your photo, Hiragi almost started crying.
Hey, sis! What were your parents like? They were respectable people. Like you, they were quiet, but strong-willed, and stubborn. Is that a compliment?
That's more than enough to be a compliment.
My mother was exactly like Asami. My hair color's also inherited from my mother. I guess it's probably because of my mother that I've become so money-conscious. Money, huh? Tachibana? I don't mind talking to you. Somehow, it makes me nostalgic. But it makes me feel jealous. My conversations with Hiragi and Asami made me feel negative emotions. A life with more than enough money to get by. Parents who are passionate about education and can be relied on. The three brothers who all went to university and all got jobs at top companies. The more I listened to it, the more my dark feelings swelled up. You must have been happy. What? It makes me think, if there were no mix-ups.
Tachibana.
Honey.
I want to think that money isn't everything. I met Yuzuriha. I met Akane. I was able to meet my mother too. But, hey, Hiragi. What? Teach me with your smart brain. Teach an idiot like me. What should I do? How can you convince me?
Hiragi.
There's something I've actually been thinking about. I've also talked to my sister. Tachibana, we'll pay for the expenses, so if you want, there's also this way of convincing you.
I see. That's why there is a mix-up. And you want to sue the prefecture as the operator of the prefectural hospital.
Hiragi's proposal was to sue the prefecture for the mix-up. I didn't think of that. It's something I never could have thought of. Will it be difficult?
It's going to be a very difficult trial, but that's no reason to give up. There are actually quite a few cases of mix-ups like this. Some cases have even resulted in lawsuits worth tens of millions of yen.
That much?
We calculate the loss of wages and other disadvantages from the high schools and universities that the children could have attended if they had been in their real families. It's a very difficult and delicate issue, but...
And then, we decided to bring this lawsuit. Most of the people involved in the mix-up that happened decades ago are already gone. Our lawsuit became a big topic of conversation. It was ridiculed as a fruitless lawsuit, and we were criticized as a greedy family who were after money.
Why bring this up now? They're after the money.
Even so, after a few months, public interest shifts from the family of a complete stranger to the illegitimate child of a celebrity that everyone knows about. We disappeared from the tabloids, and our problems became none of the public's business. But our trial is still going on. After a few years, it's finally tomorrow.
What a relief.
I wonder what's going to happen. I hope we can at least get back some of what you lost, brother.
Yeah, you work so hard. You deserve to be rewarded, brother.
I still can't get used to people calling me brother. But you know, I've already stopped thinking of that brother.
I can't believe I've become so heartless.
It can't be helped. I'm the same as you, sis. I can't help but think of him as a complete stranger now. Even though we're not related by blood, we grew up together. In that sense, we're exactly alike, brother. Akane. My sister was a hard worker and a good woman. She died of the same illness as my mother and your brother. But she put the money she earned from her part-time job into the family's account, even though I told her we didn't need it.
Brother, use this. She was so different from Akamatsu.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, that's why I don't care about things like being blood-related or the environment of the home. To be family, I don't know what I've lost. or what I'll get back. Yeah,
Brother.
but at least I think I'm getting back the time I've lost. I couldn't help but think that.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。もしも取り違いなんてなければ苦労することもなく、今日まで過ごすことができていたかもしれない。これまでの苦しい生活のことを考えたら、そんな風に思ってしまうのも無理ないです。でもそれと同時に、今ある幸せはそれを乗り越えた結果なわけですから、それに悪いことばかりではなかったのも事実なわけです。今までのことをひっくるめての自分の人生、最後には良かったと思えるように過ごしていきたいですね。皆さんはどう感じましたか？コメント欄に書いていただけると嬉しいです。また少しでもいい話だなと思った方、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。